Hi everyone. So I think this is the right time to review S23 because I've used it for quite some time. I've used it heavily, I've used it lightly, I've used it on Wi-Fi, I've used it on 5G. I used it on performance mode and right now I'm using it on light mode. So I think the overall experience has been really good and let me share it with you. I've already shared my impression of this phone, and if there is anything missing in this video, I might have probably covered it there, so you can go check that out. I'll start with the biggest reason that people may or may not buy this phone, and that is going to be the battery life. So I've been sharing my experience on Twitter for quite some time, so I've taken some screenshots. If you are someone who is working from home, this phone can last you up to 2 days with 5 to 6 hours of screen on time, and that is the best case scenario. But if you are someone who use this phone outdoors with 5G and take a lot of pictures under direct sunlight, this phone will give you 4.5 to 5 hours of screen on time and it will last you up to 9 p.m. I can safely say it is one day phone for 90% of people. Anyone who plays a lot of games or takes a lot of video on their phone can kill their phone early. The second concern of S23 is going to be the performance. I know S22 was not great in terms of heat dissipation, the chipset was not efficient, the battery life was pathetic. So I sold that phone because if I was even using that phone indoors on Wi-Fi, it was getting really hot. So let's talk about this phone. The only time when I felt the S23 was heating up is when I was on a trip and taking non-stop pictures and videos. And even then it was still usable. It was 35-degree outside, but the phone did not stutter once. But if you think you use your phone heavily and it is heating up, switching to light profile will stop using the higher clock CPU and it will keep the phone cool. It doesn't actually affect the performance, it might just take one extra second to process those night shots, but otherwise it is a huge improvement over last year phone. Apart from that, it is basically the same phone as the S22. Even with the case, it does not feel bulky. Right now I'm using a Pitaka case which have MagSafe because I use a lot of MagSafe accessories, and this phone does not feel heavier even with the case. But if you want more protection, I would recommend using a case that can cover the phone fully like this Casetify one. Even with this case, the phone does not feel heavy or unusable with one hand. It totally depends how careless you are with your phone, so you can choose your case accordingly. I will put the links in the description below. The display is also similar to last year's S22, but with a minor upgrade in brightness. This display can go up to 1700 nits while watching HDR content, and it is brighter under sunlight. But otherwise it's the same display, it's vivid and make any content pop, and it actually makes it more enjoyable. The speakers are also good. They're not great considering the price point, but also it is a very small form factor, so you will miss that a little bit bass. But they're loud and they're clear, and I already compared them with 14 Pro, so you can go check that video out. The only thing I miss on this phone coming from a Pixel or iPhone is going to be the haptic feedback. No, I'm not talking about the motor. The motor is fine. It's weak, but it's okay for me. It's the feedback from One UI that I think it's not very well implemented. Even the Oxygen OS gives you a much better haptic feedback. So that's one area where I feel it lacks. But the one area where I think it excels than any other phone is going to be the cell reception. The cell reception on S23 is amazing. And I know a lot of this has to do with the latest chipset and the modem, but I think even the standby of 5G on this phone is actually really good. The charging speeds are decent at best, but S23 has everything you need from a compact flagship phone. Although it sounds funny when I say a 6.1-inch phone a compact phone, but it is what it is nowadays. The last thing I want to talk about is going to be the cameras. I have used the cameras thoroughly and I would like to share my thoughts with you. Let's start with ultra wide and the colors between all the three cameras. In my opinion, after the iPhone, Samsung is more consistent with colors between all three lenses. Ultrawise does have a bit aggressive HDR look, but overall color between all three cameras are quite similar. In low light, there will be a quality difference between the main sensor and ultra wide, and you will see a little bit more noise, but this is expected. But I can happily share these ultra wide shots on any social media platform. The main sensor does a great job in daylight, and Samsung HDR performance is one of the best in mobile cameras. My main concern is always the saturated colors when it comes to the green especially. And if the sun is directly behind the subject, it does make a quite dramatic shot. I really enjoyed my time shooting with S23, and if I have to just post directly from camera without editing, Pixel and Samsung are the phones that will be my first choice. Sometimes if the conditions are too difficult, S23 does struggle keeping the subject in light. But I was really impressed with some portrait shots and how they turned out. It's not perfect, but they do look sharp, the skin tones are good, and the subject separation from background is actually really good. I'm slightly disappointed with the front camera. I think it's not consistent. Sometimes it's too contrasty, sometimes it looks washed out, and once in a while it can take a decent shot. The telephoto lens is actually really good when it comes to good lighting condition. It's sharp and quite comparable to main sensor. But as soon as the lights goes down, it becomes grainy. 10x is somewhat usable, but I wouldn't recommend going further than that. The night shots are good, but without the night mode. I think the sensor does a pretty good job. It's a night mode that I have issues with. It does overexpose a lot, and lights are too bright sometimes. So you will have to reduce the exposure or turn off the night mode. When it comes to video, they have improved a lot. This is a sample footage of 4K 60 frames per second, which I have converted to 30 frames, but I think Samsung has done a great job with the video this time. I have compared S23 camera with 14 Pro, so you can check that out, but overall S23 does record a quite stable and detailed video. If I have to complain about something, that is going to be the low light quality of the front camera while doing video calls. And it is not good. It works, but that's about it. See, it is not a perfect phone, and I don't think any phone will ever be. So if it fits your requirement, that is going to be a perfect phone for you, and that's what this phone does for me. I know One UI is not the most elegant UI out there, but it works. And this time, Samsung has done a lot of improvement. It still bothers me that this phone does have two app stores, and I haven't clicked on Galaxy App Store even right now, so I don't want my apps to be updated from Samsung App Store. But otherwise, after removing all of those Samsung apps which are useless, the experience has been fantastic so far. I know the chipset and UFS 4.0 storage is the main reason for this performance, but I think Samsung has done a good job with One UI 5.1. The animations are much better now, so I think the overall experience has been really enjoyable. I did not see a single stutter or lag on this phone. And that is the reason I cannot recommend this phone enough. I mean, if you're someone who likes small phone and you want your phone to last one day, I think you should try this one, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed with this phone. But if you're someone who wants a bigger screen and bigger battery, I think going for S23 Plus makes more sense than S23 Ultra, unless you really want that extra telephoto lens or S Pen. Let me know if you already have this phone and what do you think about it, and if you have any question before purchasing this one. You can ask me in the comment box, or you can just follow me on Twitter. My name is Rohit. I'll see you in the next one. Till then.